Hello, students and staff of Aldersley High School. I am really excited to speak to you this morning because today is National Writing Day, and I am very passionate about all kinds of different writing, and that's what I would like to speak to you about this morning. So first of all, it's Joyful June. Obviously today's 24th of June, and this is one of the challenges I've included. This is a challenge for today, thanking a friend for the joy they bring into your life. I'll come back to that in just a moment. Before I do that, a quick recap of, I say yesterday's challenges, but these ones are more ongoing. So obviously on Monday you had an assembly from Miss Brown about Windrush Day, and I believe there's more activities coming in relation to that. And also Miss Dunn is posting daily challenges about National School Sports Week. So there's lots and lots of challenges that you can get involved with this week, which I strongly suggest that you do, because there's some fantastic things being planned for you. Today's challenges then. So the first one is to write a poem, short story or open letter and post it on Twitter with hashtag National Writing Day 2020. You might also want to tag Aldersley High School into that so that we can see it. So it's up to you how you do it. Like I said, you can be really creative with a poem or a short story, or there have been a lot of open letters lately that have really made an impact on society. So maybe it's something that you're really passionate about that you would like to talk about, and you could write an open letter. If you don't want to post it on Twitter, or if you don't have Twitter, then you could always email it to me or Miss Bird or one of your other teachers, and then we can kind of chat about how we can publicise and celebrate that. My second challenge is to write and send a nice text message to someone to tell them that you are thinking of them. Now, this could be anybody of your choice. So it might be a friend, maybe somebody from school that you haven't seen in a while. It might be a family member. Perhaps it's somebody that lives alone. But just spreading a little bit of kindness around the world. I think that is really important. And you never know, maybe you'll receive a really nice message back, which will be lovely. And then the last one is to write an email to a teacher who has helped or inspired you during lockdown to say thanks. There are so many teachers, so many of your teachers who have been teaching you every day and working really hard to make sure that you are still getting the best quality of education that you can despite the circumstances. So it would be another lovely way to spread kindness, to just give your thanks and tell them how much you appreciate them. And I'm sure they'll tell you back how much they appreciate your really hard work in the virtual school. So, as I said, today is National Writing Day. And if you would like some more information, or if you want to take part in one of the many challenges that are being held throughout the day, then you can head to nationalwritingday.org.uk. On that website, you will find lots of national challenges, so not just school-based challenges, but national challenges, things that you can get involved with. You just need to scroll down to where it says secondary school resources, and then have a little sift through and see if there's anything that you would like to do. Today is not just about celebrating creative writing and fictional writing, it is about celebrating any kind of writing, having a voice. Okay, so whatever it is, even if you are not a poet, even if you are not a storyteller, every one of us has a voice. We have something to say and we have something to write. So every single one of you can get involved with today. What I really wanted to do today then was share a few quotes with you that have inspired me throughout my life, and I thought might inspire you too. So the first one is from a very famous author, you can see in the picture there, called Toni Morrison. Toni Morrison once said, "If there's a book that you want to read, but it hasn't been written yet, then you must write it." And how true is that? We're always so reliant on looking for things that other people have written, but actually you could take the step, you could go out and write it. Almost on a daily basis when we're at school, I have a student come up to me and say, "Miss, are there any books in the library about this or like this?" And if I've ever said I'm not sure or I don't think so, then that's where you come in, isn't it? That's where you could fill that gap, you could fill that niche, and you could write. The second quote is from an author that I love called Margaret Atwood. And Margaret Atwood said, A word after a word after a word is power. And that just, it sums up the power of language. Language is such a powerful tool that we have, that we can use to kind of spread all of our thoughts and our values. Obviously, there are lots of things going on in the world that you might not agree with, and if that's the case, then your words are powerful. Use them. So use them today, like I said, to write an open letter if that's what you want to do, or even use the power of words to make other people happy by spreading kindness. My third quote is from a girl who I hope you'll recognise. This is Anne Frank. And Anne Frank, in her diary that she wrote during the Holocaust, she said, "I can shake off everything as I write. My sorrows disappear. My courage is reborn." Now, that's a really interesting point that Anne made. To her, writing was therapeutic. That meant that it helped her deal with everything that she was going through. It helped her deal with the war that she was suffering through. And it actually made her feel courageous and brave, the fact that she was putting pen to paper and having her say. If that's what you need, if you need a way to kind of shake off your sorrows and your grief and perhaps get over something that you have been struggling with mentally, then writing is a fantastic tool that you could use to do that. My final quote is, "You should write because you love the shape of stories and sentences and the creation of different words on a page. Writing comes from reading, and reading is the finest teacher of how to write." Now, this is more so for those of you who have a real passion in writing and think that maybe one day you could make a living out of it, or even if not a living, even a hobby. Perhaps it's that you love creative writing, perhaps you love writing poetry, or perhaps it's that you like non-fiction writing. Perhaps you want to be a historian or whatever it might be. In order to be really good at writing, and I will always say this until my dying day, you have to be a really passionate reader. So if that is you and you are thinking now, you know what, one day I could write, I could be a journalist or an author or a historian or whatever it might be, now is the time to start reading. Okay, obviously get in touch with any of your teachers if you would like some recommendations of what you could read. So what can you write then? Lots and lots of different options. It might be poetry, I've mentioned that already. I haven't mentioned songs yet. It might be that you're a musician and perhaps you want to start writing songs and lyrics. It could be short stories. It could be a novella, which is a short novel, or a full-length novel. If you would like to do something like that, if you go into the enrichment file in our main teams, then you'll see that there is actually a PowerPoint that goes through the process of writing a novel. And also feel free to get in touch with me. I'd love to help you. I'd love to help you with that if that's something you're interested in. It might be that you want to write letters. It could be articles. Obviously, the school newspaper will be continuing in September. So if you're interested in that, then please get in touch with me and I'll put you in touch with our new teacher that is going to be taking over our school newspaper. And also, it might be that simply you just like writing messages, perhaps to your friends, perhaps to your family. And if you want more ideas, then just as I mentioned earlier, you've got that website. Here is the specific website where you will find the actual things that you can do, and you can see some examples there on the screen of the kind of things that website offers. Okay, before I go for today then, don't forget, if you need any support from school, then obviously email any of the following people or any of the teachers. We are online from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m, so please let us know if there is anything that you need from us. And obviously, if it's out of those hours in particular, then here are some other services that you might want to get in touch with. Okay, I really hope you enjoyed my assembly. Stay safe, everybody, and start writing if you haven't already. Have a good day.